Hello, everybody. So today I want to talk about HIMSS entering the food business. Of course, I'm going to make the video more holistic, talking about in general the HIMSS expansion strategy. And this video is specifically about HIMSS expanding into things that have nothing to do with prescriptions, but that are corollary, that are ancillary services to the main prescription. And as an example of that, for example, well, you know that HIMSS got started with sexual health. Did you know that they had a line of condoms that you can find at a lot of actually physical pharmacies? I've seen it at Walmart, and you can also subscribe to it for $22 a month. Again, that's a customer that is not left wondering where to buy a corollary product. The customer is offered the product, and you bet if you have an ED customer or PE customer, they'll be offered the HIMSS condom. If they trust HIMSS for the ED mints, for example, they are likely to trust HIMSS for contraception solutions. Moving on to dermatology, same. So if you have an active solution with hers, for example, or you have a hair loss solution with hers, you're more likely to pick the shampoo that is not a prescription shampoo, but that is sold by HIMSS and hers. And, actually, this is not too shabby. 1,800 reviews, so maybe one sell out of 10 leaves a review. That's a lot of shampoo to sell, actually. These numbers on Amazon, they're not that low. You would think this is a brand that could get, 10, 20 reviews. No, 1,800 reviews. This is not meaningless. This brand is gaining traction. They have 2 million customers. Moving on to another product they sell on Amazon, same related to dermatology, is the HIMSS moisturizer, right? I think it's a face moisturizer, whatever. It's 1,028 reviews. Again, 4.5. This is not meaningless. You may not know, but their other section, mental health, right? It's their other product line. Well, they sell these. From what I understand, they are chamomile drops, and you drop them in water, and they help you relax and fall asleep. That's a non-prescription product that they sell. And of course, they're moving into weight loss. And so they have the prescription products for their weight loss, whether it is metformin or it is a GLP-1. But of course, it would make sense for HIMSS to add a non-prescription to the weight loss offering. And in the case of HIMSS, what is that? Shakes and bars. They are offering shakes and bars. So for $110 a day, it's pretty steep if you ask me, but I guess it's a custom product. For $110 a day, you get 28 quote-unquote meal replacement shakes, and this is actually in addition to regular diet, right? It's more of a calorie replacement way to look at it. You should not be living on the shakes. You should not be living on the bars, but it replaces a potentially unhealthy meal that someone would have bought elsewhere, money that would have been spent elsewhere. HIMSS is employing the black hole strategy and making sure it captures that money that would have been spent to, I don't know, a Kind bar or a Cliff bar. Well, why don't you go ahead and spend that money on a HIMSS bundle, a HIMSS bar bundle that is, of course, eventually going to be custom made for you. I actually think that product is not about product, just the little bit that I know about nutrition facts. If Celsius, you may have heard me talk about the Celsius, the beverage, vitamins in a can. Seems to me like this shake, they have a lot of vitamins. It's a multivitamin in addition to the meal replacement. And if they're able to customize that to the customer's needs, that could be a powerful additional revenue for them. I want to talk now a little bit about HSA and FSA, but FSAs are more infrequent than HSA. HSA are a big deal in the US. A lot of people have HSA and choose HSA plan, and of course, I'm familiar with HSA because it's it's the investor's plan. Like if you're into investing, you will have come across HSA. The FIRE movement, you will have come across HSA. Very popular among the financially savvy community. The fact that they accept HSA. And it seems like they accept HSA too with the meal replacement kits is particularly interesting to me. And so I want to talk a second about the HSA money opportunity. Of course, if you're not familiar with HSA, look it up, but it's known as a triple tax benefit. You have a triple tax benefit. The money that you put into the HSA is not taxed, it grows tax-free, and you can spend on your health and save the receipts. You save those receipts, and when you want to take out the money, you can use the receipts to take out the money tax-free as well. So it's 3x the tax benefit. Very popular. Better than a Roth IRA in many ways if you can get a HSA with your insurance. So I don't want to ramble, but let me just show you a few things that you can do with a HSA. I don't know if you knew this, but for example, Peloton, sometimes you can buy a Peloton, right? It's an expensive exercise back. Sometimes you can buy it with an HSA, provided that you have a letter of medical necessity. This is all about the letter of medical necessity. And of course, HIMSS having hired physicians are there working for HIMSS already. HIMSS is in a position to say, well, my GLP-1 customer here, it's a medical necessity that they get this special custom meal replacement product, and thus they become eligible to spend the HSA. Frankly, if I were to look at this, it's funny. It's just funny. You need the doctor stamp and the doctor approval, and if you do that, you can spend a lot of money on a bike with your HSA. And I can tell you of horror insider stories of people taking legitimate appointments with patients just in order to have the doctor ask them for a signature in order to get a Peloton bike. Anyways, there's even these things like HSA website where you can buy a glow oil with your HSA, and you can buy a pillow for the plane, and you can buy a woman-owned, I don't know what that is, a glaze something. Anyways, there's a lot of stuff that are eligible to the HSA, and it's to the point that even actual meals, so this is Daily Harvest, it's kind of like a HelloFresh, and they seem to specialize their offerings based on dietary needs, and as a result of that, in many cases, you can use your HSA and your HSA dollars to actually buy your daily meals. And so this is what they talk about when they say, save up to 40%, or in the case of him, save up to 30% with your HSA or FSA. It's because it's pre-tax money, right? That's why they write it like this. So this is for all of these companies that sell medically related stuff, it's actually a nice tailwind, and of course HIMSS does not lose an opportunity to write the HSA mention all over their website because it is a tailwind for them. So I have actually 4, not 2. I had a few more. I have 4 main points in this video. We don't really know how big the food business is going to be. I mean, it could be big, or it could be just like the shampoo or the condoms. We don't really know. But I have a few points. First of all, clearly HIMSS is entering the food business and selling the bars and selling the shakes for cross-selling purposes. You have access to a paying customer that may have 2 or 3 subscriptions with you. It's so easy for you to offer them a shampoo, a condom, or a milkshake replacement, right? It's or gummies, right? They also sell biotin gummies or whatever. It's very easy for you to sell them that because you are the distributor. You are the person facing the customer. It's not Amazon. It's not Walmart facing the customer. It is you. You can sell them stuff. You have that customer in front of you. HIMSS, we know from prior conference calls that all of these non-prescription products, they often use them as cheap advertisement. And so how do they do that? Well, they list the product with Amazon, with CVS, with Walmart in order to get on a few shelves, and that creates brand awareness. It's brand awareness. You go in the aisle and you see the brand HIMSS and you're like, okay, well, HIMSS is legitimate. But you go home and you don't buy the product. And maybe you see the ad while watching, I don't know, Saturday football or Sunday football or whatever. You see an ad for HIMSS, and 6 months going about your day. Maybe you see HIMS in the subway or something. You go about, or on your, I don't know, the bus, whatever. You go about your day and you keep seeing HIMS. 6 months later, there's going to be brand awareness. So a lot of these products that HIMS has that are non-prescription products, that are non-central to the business, they help with the brand creation and the brand awareness. FSA eligible foods. That's an interesting idea, and it could be quite a big idea, because you can push the customization far, and you could find a lot of people who need customized food, and so I don't know where this is headed. I hope they don't get into fresh food, shake powders for your shakes, and protein bars. That's not a problem, because that's shelf stable. I don't want to see them get into the grocery business or into food, but I'm just saying that it's an interesting idea, and it could be big, because a lot of people are trying to find ways to spend the HSA. Like I showed you, even this website, if you go on hsastore.com, they have this section called surprisingly eligible, and I was surprised by many of the stuff that are eligible, surprisingly eligible. Anyways, and lastly, this video is less about the meal replacement business, more about the testament to agility. And this is in preparation for a video that I'm going to make about HIMS in the future, about vertical integration. One question that we have to ask ourselves is, what is a competency? What makes a business good at what it does? Back in the day, they believe, oh, my product tastes good, that's my competency. Or, oh, I'm good at supply chain, that's my competency. Or, oh, I have a lot of network relationships. I have a relationship with CVS, relationship with Walmart, relationship with Kroger. My competency is the relationships of my sales teams and my managers with the distributor, right? And I would argue, to me, the only competency out there is agility, because knowledge is flat, right? Knowledge is free. And anybody, think about a company like a Kellogg, a Mondelez, or Hershey. Back in the day, before information and knowledge was so prevalent, so free, and so easily understandable with AI, back in the day, of course, you could say my expertise is I know how to make great chocolate. Right, quote unquote, great chocolate, Hershey's, right? And you could say, oh, that was my expertise. But today, really, knowledge is flat, so everybody has access to the knowledge. So it's perfectly fine and possible for him to make a great generic drug. We know they're working on generic for Victoza Saxenda with one of the former CEOs of Teva Pharmaceuticals on the board, and they're gonna manufacture their own generic. So even the knowledge of drug manufacturing is a knowledge that they are acquiring, right? I saw they make condoms, they make chamomile drops, sleepy tea type chamomile drops. I mean, I'm sure they have suppliers here and there, but the knowledge, the expertise is becoming less and less valuable for these legacy companies. And it's the agility that is impressive to me. The fact that they were able to just enter that market and just offer a protein bar. And frankly, when I look at the nutrition facts, it looks just fine to me. So that's a testament to the idea that the moat, and I know many of my viewers love moat, the moat in the case of HIMS is really their network, their access to 2 million customers, their direct relationship, DTC relationship with 2 million customers. That's the moat. That is what is tough to replicate. Why is it so tough to replicate? Because for HIMS to get there, they had to invest more than half of their revenue in marketing for the past 7 or 8 years. That's a very long-term investment, that an investment of money, an investment of time. So it takes a while to build that 2 million customer base to whom you can sell stuff. But then the customer that has the HIMS app, that has the relationship with HIMS, it's easy for that customer to log in the app and they see him promoting a bar, a meal replacement bar. And they're like, okay, all right, let me just try it out. Let me just add it to my cart, and my next shipment is gonna come. Or it's easy for them to buy a shampoo or anything like that. The core competency, as far as I'm concerned, for him is the agility, their ability to move fast and offer a product very fast, and their access to the end consumer. And HIMS, like many modern 21st century companies, and I don't even mean companies from the 2000s, I mean companies from the Web 2.0 era, right? So 2010 and after, these companies are so agile. They are able to move fast and they are well on their way to vertical integration. You make the product and you sell the product and you own the follow-up, you own the marketing, you own the customer name, you own the entire value chain. And this is a testament to HIMSS, the fact that they were able to surprise everybody and launch the food business. Big surprise. Nobody was, I didn't think it would happen. I mean, I didn't expect it. Nobody was expecting it. How is this company going to surprise us in the future with even more ancillary services and products? So, very interesting stuff. This was not financial advice, not investment advice, just entertainment. Hoping you were entertained. Please like, please subscribe, follow me on Patreon, follow me on X. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful, wonderful day.